Welcome to the Nicholas 11x12 technology. It's finally time to review the current top-of-the-line mainstream Skylake processor, the Intel Core i7 6700K CPU. This is a very interesting new 14nm processor from the Skylake lineup, which however requires a new socket and chipset, therefore a new motherboard. The i7 6700K, currently at the time of this video, costs around $390 to $420 US, actually a huge difference on where you buy it from. The processor is pretty lonely inside the box, with just the installation instructions with a sticker on the back and the CPU itself. No sign of a stock cooler anymore, and that has something to do with the heat output of this processor. Basically it gets pretty hot and you need a decent aftermarket cooling solution, so that will cost you extra here. Note that previous LJ 1150, 1155 and 1156 CPU coolers are 100% compatible with the new LJ 1151 socket holes. The Intel Core i7 6700K is a quad-core Skylake CPU that has to go into the new LJ 1151 socket. 4 cores, and with hyper-threading, 8 threads. The base clock is at a whopping 4 GHz here, turbo boost at 4.2 GHz. As for the integrated graphics, this processor is equipped with the new Intel HD Graphics 530 iGPU. According to Intel, the TDP is rated to be at 91 watts, the CPU is now manufactured on the new 14nm process, and as for cache, 1 MB of level 2 cache and 8 MB of level 3. Dual channel memory supported. DDR4 2133 as well as DDR3L 1600. As you'd expect, this is a K-series CPU, therefore features an unlocked multiplier. For this review, I'll be installing the CPU into the MSI Z170A gaming M7 motherboard MSI kindly provided me. Thank you very much. Alright, sounds all good, but let's see how well this new 6700K performs like. The Intel i7 6700K truly is a beast in Intel's current mainstream lineup, although the pricing doesn't appear to be that mainstream anymore, since it's not exactly very low. In fact, the price of this new i7 processor has gone up compared to previous i7 launches. But nonetheless, I'd say you get what you pay for. The raw rendering and video editing performance is amazing, much faster than my previous 4770K for instance. I know we should be comparing it against the 4790K, but I never personally owned that processor. The memory bandwidth, thanks to DDR4, has increased drastically, which can be of great use in certain productivity applications. But one of the highlights of this 6700K is the amazing gaming performance you get to experience with it. I'm not exactly sure how Intel does that, certainly some kind of black magic going on there, but these frame rates are indeed very impressive. You usually wouldn't expect much of a difference in terms of frame rates when comparing one i7 with another, but it seems like Intel manages to increase their gaming performance by quite a bit, in certain cases making it appear like a graphics card upgrade while it's just the CPU. Now, although I've done tests with a different 6700K chip a while back, with the GTX 980 Ti, I was still surprised to see that much of an improvement in games with my personal older and weaker GTX 780. The more powerful the GPU, the larger the FPS difference of course. GTA 5 and Far Cry 4 for instance in my case, with the GTX 780 were clear bottlenecking situations. Also, not every single game will benefit from the new Skylake CPUs, and many are just heavy on the GPU, not the CPU. The temperatures unfortunately increased quite a bit with this i7 6700K compared to the 4770K, but it luckily doesn't affect the overclocking headroom too much, since I've come across something very interesting. Practically, I could easily undervolt the CPU to make it run much cooler and much more power efficient at stock, and the CPU would turn out to be perfectly stable. This means I was even able to achieve impressive overclocks with the current stock voltage of the 6700K. In fact, the stock voltage is at 1.368 volts, measured in CPU-Z, and I achieved stable 4.6 GHz at 1.344 volts. That's quite impressive, and you get the idea, I guess. More on that in my Intel i7 6700K overclocking video with the MSI Z178 gaming M7 motherboard. The power consumption on idle has dropped by like 2 watts compared to the 4770K in my case. But on full load it has increased a little bit, but it's fine compared to the overall huge performance improvement. In fact, I'd call the Skylake i7 6700K a very efficient CPU. The Intel HD Graphics 530 integrated graphics unit has improved as well, but I'd still call it somewhat useless on such an i7 processor. Simply too weak. At least it's fine for troubleshooting just in case your discrete graphics card broke or so. This processor for sure is very impressive in terms of performance, but it's not just the CPU. The whole new platform with the new Z170 chipset allows for much more storage connectivity, DDR4, USB 3.1 Type-C, and more PCIe lanes for instance. Even though the price point isn't low for this i7 6700K, the price-performance ratio still can be considered as good. I can definitely recommend this Intel Core i7 6700K Skylake CPU, and although it's quite pricey, it still deserves my silver award. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and visit my website to see videos there earlier than YouTube.